I consider 1978's Laserblast to be on the short list of the great American films. A beautiful piece of existential symbolism, Laserblast is one of the finest parables ever realised on a cinema screen. An imaginative metaphor of youthful malaise, masculine insecurities, social nihilism, and the general human will to power, Laserblast is comparable to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in its unavoidable conjuring of a cultural zeitgeist. Now, obviously nothing is as good as Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, perhaps no other American film is, although I consider its symbolic prowess when I find myself admiring, rather strangely, Laserblast. So, with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it is not uncommon to cite that picture as an inevitable encapsulation of an American contemporary. We don't need to have Tobe Hooper informing us that this was his intent, and as far as I know, it was not. We just need to consider the fact that the film was conceptualized and executed. To Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was an obvious, intuitive realization of an Ed Gein-inspired exploitation romp. Its realization is informed by its zeitgeist, but so are its ideas. Let's make a movie about some idealistic young people exploring rural Texas and coming across some murderous cannibals. The entire film can be used as an anthropological study of where America was at. If we are studying our species and its cultures from an alien perspective, why was this film made at this time? If everything, including every film, is inevitably a byproduct of its zeitgeist, especially if the film in question is just intuitive and naturalistic in its creation, that is to say, not contrived or shooty or follow the rulesy, then how ought we discuss Laserblast? Think about what the existence of the 1972 film Deliverance symbolized about an apparent cultural divide in the United States. Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been considered along these lines, especially given its portrayal of that era's iconic generational impasse. Laserblast 2, I think, ought to be considered as an escapably succinct, subconscious manifestation of the United States of America in 1978. This is on the other side of the coin to great Hollywood pioneer Alan Dwan's final feature film, The Most Dangerous Man Alive. That 1961 film saw a major film director at the end of his career effortlessly summoning all of the majesty and symbolic aesthetic relevance of an otherwise ordinary man mutated into monster screenplay. Conversely, Laserblast was the directorial debut of Michael Ray. Both Most Dangerous Man Alive and Laserblast are filmic pieces of directorial intuition. Dwan is given his script and realizes it with expressionism and power. Do check out my video on Most Dangerous Man Alive if you'd like to find out more. Laserblast, on this other side, contains great directorial confidence, but the other side of it. Michael Ray believes in his images, firmly, he is just marred by his own degree of technical incompetence. Confidence, yes. Competence, not so much, unfortunately. Although it is interesting in that Michael Ray's direction reminds me of a filmmaker who has identified every action in the script and saw it as important and worth emphasizing with a dynamic visual accompaniment. Laserblast, unlike countless, absolutely genuinely countless, worse films, considers film to be a visual medium, not one wherein we've witnessed flatly staged scenes of character dialogue, not an uninspired illustrated text, to borrow that term from Peter Greenaway. Laserblast is considered one of the worst films ever made because it's an easy target, and painting and or identifying the targets on other objects can help ensure no one notices or paints any targets on ours or us. Look, if something is bad, I don't feel the need to mock it. If something is bad, I'm annoyed it wasted my time, right? I don't buy into this haha Laserblast thing. If it doesn't follow the rules of movie making according to your Doug Walkers or whomever cinema sins, I don't know, then so be it. Have fun being conservative. If you do, you'll be the first. No, but seriously, at least, of course, everyone has still acknowledged that the stop-motion animation aliens within Laserblast are some of the finest ever depicted in cinema history. I am in heaven when I watch those extraterrestrials move about in this film. Seriously, I genuinely, actually adore it. Now, would I like Laserblast nearly as much if that wasn't an element in the film? No, I probably wouldn't, to be honest, but we could say that about so many films. It's essentially irrelevant. I have an amazing time watching Laserblast. One of the most beautifully garage films ever made. It is so much more than the sum of its parts, in a way. I'm serious about that. Obviously, if you want to be engrossed in a storyline, witness a fictitious world be conjured up onto the screen, you're not going to get that out of Laserblast. What you get out of Laserblast is one of these beautiful... this film's existence, its production, is the will to power in and of itself. It's like what we see in the film. It's, they have the power, they want to make this film, and they want to get this kind of frustration out and kind of depict this kind of revenge film-inspired angst out create this beautiful genre Corman inspired outlet, and I fucking love Laserblast. I think it's I think if a literal alien saw Laserblast, they'd consider it one of the defining, insightful works of art about our species.